Hello everyone, I'm Carthu and welcome back to the dojo. Today we'll be discussing what if Gohan never stopped training in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, as there are two periods he stopped training. And considering there are of course two separate occasions for the title to be accurate, we have to get rid of both of those training hiatuses. Real quick before we jump into things though, I want you to know I will not be changing Gohan's character. This is not a change to Gohan fundamentally. The only thing that really changes is in his spare time, he is also training. He is not solely training. He is not Goku. To make him Goku would just defeat the purpose of this what if. It would defeat the purpose of his whole character arc in the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga and Super. So to devalue Gohan that hard is not what we're doing here. We could do another what if in the future if you guys are interested, of what if Gohan became the protagonist, in which case he would have to become more Goku-like for the sake of the plot, of course, but we'd have a more unique way of going about it, I feel. But for the sake of this what if, we are changing events as we know them, without changing them too much, to add in the fact that Gohan would have still been training through these events. So some things may not be changed as drastically as others, as you'll see as this goes on. But without further ado, video intro. So after the Cell games, there is a 7-year time skip to the Buu Saga and the Tournament Saga that takes place right before the Buu Saga. Gohan, in the main timeline, doesn't train. He can't even access his full power without his rage. However, Gohan that we're talking about has trained, and he was able to, while studying, learn not only to control his rage and his power from rage, but also gain a little bit of additional power on top of it via training. Why do I only say a little? Well, you see, Goku and Vegeta trained for the 7 years as well, and using Goku as the highball estimate, Goku was only stronger than Cell Games Gohan when he went Super Saiyan 2. Goku, that is, goes Super Saiyan 2. So, a Super Saiyan 2 Goku is only stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan when that Goku goes Super Saiyan 2. Meaning that Goku is not 2 times stronger than that Gohan from back then. Assuming a similar multiplier, even higher actually for Gohan, and that's pretty generous considering Gohan would have actually less time to train since he's in character, still studying, going to school and things like that, we will give Gohan a power of 2 times stronger than his Cell Saga self, his Cell Game self in Super Saiyan 2. So, going into the narrative though, the beginning of this story arc really doesn't change that much. He's a stronger Saiyaman. He's a stronger high schooler. He's a stronger Gohan. But really that doesn't change his character or his interactions that much in the beginning. The tournament is where things really start to shake up. Because of his training to control his rage power, Gohan has also learned to control his emotions to a better extent. However, seeing Videl beaten by Spopovich is still enough to enrage him to a certain degree. Perhaps not as much behind the stands as it did, but more so in the actual fight that he has coming up against Kibito. He is in no mood to play games now, and he quickly wants to dispatch of Kibito, someone who is a bit weird and seemingly out of place at this tournament, who may be responsible for how Spopovich is comparatively to his prior self. He shows him the power of his Super Saiyan 2 form, and it shocks everyone present, Kai's, Goku, Vegeta, everyone, because he is so much more powerful. So of course, after his display of power, Spopovich and Yamu attack Gohan. Supreme Kai is struggling, but manages to keep Gohan paralyzed long enough for his energy to start being zapped, which makes it easier obviously as time goes on, and when that is absorbed, the pair of Majin humans fly off. The heroes obviously take off in pursuit, and the journey to Babidi's ship is basically the same exposition-filled flight that it was in the initial canon story. Even the initial interaction with Deborah and Babidi is the same in this continuity. However, differences start to occur as Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan all enter the ship. Pui Pui is of course sent to take care of them, and Babidi starts to use the energy from Gohan to fuel Buu's revival, and this is possibly the most major change of the arc. This Gohan in Super Saiyan 2 is double his Cell Saga self. And how much did that weaker than Cell Saga Gohan provide to Buu in canon? Oh. So, Buu is being revived currently while Pui Pui was defeated, and Vegeta, Goku, and Gohan can sense a power at the bottom of the ship, and can tell from Supreme Kai's expression that this is the Buu that they have been fearing. The three of them blast downward, no longer afraid to accidentally revive Buu because, well, he's already out and about. They get to Buu rather quickly this way, and when they arrive, they get to see Deborah being turned into a cookie and eaten by Majin Buu. The three Saiyans immediately turn into their Super Saiyan 2 forms and begin to attack Buu. But without his Majin power-up, Vegeta is actually quickly outpaced by Gohan and Goku, who are a little bit closer in power, though Gohan still clearly has an edge over Goku. Even with their combined power, it's still not enough to really deal with Fat Buu. He's still sort of brushing them off, laughing giddily, and trying to turn them into chocolate, which they are barely avoiding at this point. So, Goku realizes what he has to do. He has to turn Super Saiyan 3, and him and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan are able to defeat Majin Buu together. Vegeta is able to catch and dispose of Babidi before he has a chance to escape, and the Buu saga is solved relatively quickly. A thing of note here, Goku is using Super Saiyan 3 to its full extent here because he sees it fit to actually take care of this problem. He knows that Gohan is training. He knows that the next generation is doing its best to do what it needs to stay afloat, to keep itself alive. So in this case, Goku felt justified in taking care of the problem. And don't forget, this is before the Goten Trunks presumed death of Vegeta and Gohan issue that we have later in the arc in canon. This is well before that, so this Goku is a little bit more willing to take care of the problem, as was shown in his fight with Vegeta, where he wants to actually have them stop fighting and take care of Majin Buu. It's not till later that he gets this weird idea that he needs to let the next generation take care of it. He was very willing to take care of Buu earlier on in the arc. Back to the narrative though. Baba arrives to take Goku back to the afterlife as he's spent too much energy, and Gohan tells him that they need him to come back to life to help protect the world, but Goku just refuses. He says that it'd do more harm than good to have him alive. This is the one case where a threat came about that wasn't directly caused by him, so him being alive would only create more threats alongside these ones that happened on their own. The goodbye is heartfelt and truly feels like goodbye for this point. They won't see each other again until Gohan is finally passed on into the next world. And so concludes the Buu saga. And yes, that also means there's no Ooh, no Kid Buu, no Super Buu, no Buuhan, Buu Tanks, anything like that. They were able to actually solve the problem when they could, instead of letting it escalate to the point that they no longer could. And so another 4 years pass. Gohan and Videl get married, Gohan keeps up his training and becomes a scholar, but much like Goku and Vegeta, he isn't notably stronger than that previous arc. Earth has been at peace, and things seem to be going rather nicely for now. But something in the universe has changed. Something very, very bad. The god of destruction, Beerus, has awoken, and he is hunting for a being. Someone that rivals him in power, someone that will give him the first exciting fight of his life. He is looking for the Super Saiyan God. Supreme Kai sends a warning to Gohan. King Kai is trying his best to conceal this information from Goku, who's still dead at this point and on King Kai's planet. And Beerus has just found out from Whis that the dead Saiyan, the dead most powerful Saiyan to have existed so far, has not only been granted the use of his body in the afterlife, something unheard of for the ruthless and barbaric Saiyans who were notoriously evil in nature almost, but he is also training on a god's planet, a Kai's planet, King Kai's planet that is, and so to find the Super Saiyan God, he sees no one better to go to than the Saiyan that is training on a god's world. But we'll discuss that story next time, and probably a bit more of Super in part 2 of What If Gohan Never Stopped Training. Thanks for watching. Leave your opinions, counterpoints in the comments down below. Hit subscribe and that notification bell if you want to stay up to date on the channel. check out the Patreon and the t-shirt if you really want to support me, and don't forget to click those 2 videos above to go see some other great content on the channel. See ya!